starting a business requires tens of thousands of dollars and a business degree and some kind of special skill. But I'm gonna show you 9 businesses you could literally start this week for less than $1,000. And some of them are making people 6 figures a year doing work that most people aren't even thinking about. So my name's Austin Zabak, and I've been building businesses for over a decade in the real estate industry, pest control, and a bunch of other stuff. And so if at any point in the video you get any value, do me a huge favor, go ahead and smash that like button. It'll help get this video in front of more people who need to see it. All right, so let's start with the most unglamorous one on the list, and probably the one that's gonna make you say, there's no way. And that is dog poop cleaning. Now, this industry is bigger than most people realize and is actually growing really fast. In 2024 alone, 66% of US households reported owning at least one pet. That's 86.9 million homes, and out of those, 65 million of them own at least one dog, making dogs the most popular pet in the country. And those dogs produce over 10 million tons of waste every single year, over 20 billion pounds.
You guys are like, yeah, you lost me at that one already. I'm good. I think if you start a business like this, you don't necessarily need to be the one doing it. This is a great low-cost business, super easy. You can literally just knock on people's doors that have dogs and be like, hey, do you got any poop that I can pick up? And you can just test the concept out. Now, if you're someone who, want to do things in a more, I don't want to say legitimate, but you want to actually do it in a manner where it's like, hey, I want to take this thing to the next level. There are actually franchises for this where you're targeting like parks and public areas that have those, those stands that you see where it has the bags and the trash can and they actually manage that. And it's like recurring income. And it's a pretty simple model overall. Your costs are real low. You can hire someone, for pretty low costs that helps to manage it. And pretty easy, simple business to start overall. Hey, so if you want to learn the right way to own a money-making franchise without putting your family at risk financially, then check out our free masterclass at franchiseempire.com/masterclass. Let's get back to the episode.
And in about 10 minutes, she would come into my backyard, clean up all of the waste, sanitize all my turf, and she was out of there. One day I walked out and I started talking to her and I was asking her how many jobs she could do in a day, and she was doing 30 jobs a day, and she actually had quite a few employees, and each employee was doing 30 a day. At an average of $69 a month per customer, she was doing about $20,000 a month, which is just over $250,000 a year picking up dog poop. And the startup cost to get into this is literally a rake, a scoop, some bins, maybe to store your waste, disinfectant bags, gloves, and a reliable car with a little bit of storage to haul it all out of there. So all in, you're looking at probably about $500 to get started. And there is almost no business on earth with that kind of return on that kind of upfront investment. And the real power here, if you know anything about it, is the recurring revenue model. These aren't just one-time jobs. Customers pay you every single month recurring. You're going to the same yard, the same route, and it runs like clockwork. You build your route tight, optimize it by the neighborhood, and you either scale by adding more scoopers like she did, or you run a lean solo operation and you clear some serious cash.
Yeah, I would agree with everything that he's saying overall. Yeah, you can start it for super low if you opt to that model. This is where most people get stuck with owning a business is the lack of resourcefulness. Number one, of like, I don't know how to do it. Who am I going to hire? How do I hire people? It was what caused me to have 9 failed businesses, just getting stuck on silly things. Like, where do I find someone to hire? What do I ask them? What do I do? Like, just figure it out, dude. And now with the age of AI and Google and all that good stuff, I mean, it's now easier. It's easier now more than it ever was before. But the real trick to any business, guys, is sales and marketing. The person who wins is the best marketer wins, and sales cures all. So you could have the best business idea in the world. You could have the best team in the world. If you're not really, really good at getting in front of your target customer, and getting their attention and getting their contact information and getting them to pay you money, the best business idea, the best business concept, the best business plan, the best business product means nothing, nada, zero. Sales and marketing is the most important thing in your business. It took me so long to learn this. I would tinker around with things or, I need this to be perfect and this to be perfect. And I would watch people around me that had built successful businesses and they seemed like they didn't have their shit together. But what I learned and realized were they had this progress over perfection mentality. They weren't letting the little things hold them back. And sure, maybe it looked a little bit messy and I was like, "Ooh, well my business looks nicer than yours," or I have things more well put together. But they're like, "Yeah, cool, but I'm making more money than you." So that's when I started to learn that sales and marketing is really the most important thing.
The second one has become super popular, and that is power washing. And what if I told you that you could take $1,000 investment and build a business that does over 100 grand a month? That is exactly what happened with a guy that I know personally. Before starting his pressure washer business, he was a financial advisor, and he heard how consistent the demand was in pressure washing. He made the jump, and on day one, he bought a trailer, he bought a water tank, a hose, and a surface cleaner. He didn't have any experience, he didn't have any industry background, he just watched some YouTube videos online like the one you're watching right now. He showed up and he got to work. And 4 years in, his best month crossed.
Wow. Yeah, this is a solid business model. There's actually a franchise in this space too, that I'm very familiar with, that we've done videos on, that I know the CEO and founder of the franchise system. They have hundreds of franchise territories and locations now, but they also focus on like big commercial jobs, and their franchisees have huge trucks that have giant tanks and like proprietary technology. They actually did the Superdome. I think it's called the Superdome, where the Super Bowl was, and they pressure wash the top of it. And they do like big buildings and get like recurring contracts for schools they're large, significant contracts. So there's opportunity there for sure, 100%. And guys, so like what you're seeing with all these businesses, here's the thing. You can go out and start it pretty easy. You could literally just buy a pressure washer from Home Depot, and nothing's stopping you just going and ringing a bunch of doorbells like, "Hey, do you have anything that wants to be power washed?" Or throwing up a listing on Facebook or whatever it is. But here's the reality. Most of you won't. Most of you won't do anything. You'll watch this video and you won't take action. And the difference between people who are successful and people who aren't, people that change their life and people who don't, are the ones that take action. And so you could sit here watching YouTube videos all day on some of the best business concepts, or you could literally go out there, choose one, and decide to start implementing it and taking action. You don't need a perfect business plan. You don't need to have all of these things set up. Just go out there and test it out. Just pilot it. I used to think that like when I was starting my businesses, I'd be like, "Ooh, I registered and I have an LLC now and I have a bank account and I'm legit." Meanwhile, I'm not making money. Go out there and ring someone's doorbell, have them Zelle you the money. Then go create your entity after you have proof of concept.
The US pressure washing industry generates over $1.2 billion in revenue across more than 32,000 companies, and it is still growing. Residential and commercial demand is consistent year-round. People always need their driveways, their patios, their storefronts, and their building exteriors cleaned. It's not seasonal the way that some people think. It is a service with near infinite repeat customers because all things get dirty again all the time. Average residential jobs run anywhere from $400 to $1,000.
Yeah, here's what I like about this business. The first two so far are recurring revenue businesses. You get to benefit from continuing to get more and more clients, and the recurring revenue compounds. Recurring revenue businesses are a great business model.
Because the businesses that make the most consistent money are almost always built around the things that people simply don't want to do, and taking out trash is one of them. I actually did a full business tour with the founder of a company called Can Monkey, which is a company that does one singular thing. They literally take out your trash cans from your garage or your backyard to the curb on collection day, and then they bring them back. That is the entire service. And the idea started with one simple observation. The founder was walking his dog one night when he watched his neighbor pull up in his Mercedes, drive straight into the garage, and leave the trash can at the end of the driveway. He thought, if I don't want to do this, neither does my neighbor. And that one observation turned into a very profitable business. And that same founder told me that they had over 4,000 active subscriptions across 18 states with over 500.
That is wild to me. I've never heard of this business ever. I thought he was going to a different place. I thought he was going to go somewhere different with this idea. That is completely fascinating. I see my neighbors all the time that leave their trash cans out for like half the week. I can't believe that people pay for that. And $50 a month. Here's what I thought he was going to talk about, which was trash can cleaning. And this is a service that I've been paying for, a year now, especially here in Florida, where it gets super hot and trash cans get disgusting. Our maggot-free guarantee, yeah, there's maggots that wind up growing in trash cans. Is disgusting. Monthly, quarterly, or one-time service. I think we have it monthly with them. I'm pretty sure how it works. It's pretty cool.
So worry about that filthy can again. The Clean Cans truck lifts your dirty trash can over our high-pressure, high-temperature rotating cleaning heads. The inside of the can is then cleaned and sanitized to kill any lingering harmful bacteria. Our deodorizer gets rid of that stinky smell. And when we're done, you're notified right away that your cans are clean. So what?
It's really awesome. So, and this is $35 a month, right? $35 a month, $49 a month just for the valet service. So here's what I would say, because what happens is I get this text message where I have to remember to keep the trash cans out and not put the trash. They usually come the day after the trash service happens. So then I got to remember to not put trash in the trash bin that night after the garbage trash company comes. And then I got to remember to put them out. There was one time where I forgot. And the guy, they came, and it was just like, well, okay, I guess we're not getting service this time. So imagine combining those two businesses, the valet with the cleaning service. That would be pretty cool. Yeah, that would be an interesting business model to me.
$200,000 a month in recurring revenue from literally rolling out people's trash can to the curb. And the churn rate on their homeowner subscribers is less than 1%. So once
the churn rate is less than 1%, churn rate is people that are canceling, basically. That is insane. That means 1 out of every 100 customers are not canceling. I wonder over what period of time that churn rate.
It's that same psychology as the poop scooper business. Once somebody does it for you and you enjoy the luxury of not hassling, you literally forget about the cost on your credit card statement. Now think about this from a startup perspective. You don't need a truck, you don't need special equipment, you literally need a neighborhood, a schedule, and the discipline to show up every week. Think about who actually needs this service. We're talking elderly residents who can't manage heavy cans in hot or cold climates potentially. People with second homes who want it to look like somebody's living there for security reasons, and busy families who don't just want to deal with it. Also, Airbnb and short-term rental properties where somebody has to take the cans out in between guests staying in their home. And every single one of those has a problem, and you are the solution. Okay, the fourth business is one of my favorites. People will always accumulate stuff, right? They move, they renovate, okay? They downsize, they clean out their garage that they haven't touched in a decade, and when they're ready to get rid of it, they don't want to deal with it, okay? They want somebody to show up, load it, and make it disappear. And that is junk removal. And the opportunity here is actually pretty massive. So the US waste collection services industry is expected to surpass $90 billion in annual revenue by 2030. So this isn't really a niche. It is a massive recession-resistant market with room for small operators to carve out serious income in their local area. For a single junk removal vehicle, you can realistically generate $500 to $1,500 a day.
All right, so I think we get the point. I mean, junk removal, yes. And actually, this reminds me that I need to book a company to come out. We've had this playground that I had built in our backyard about 5 years ago now, and it's deteriorated, and our kids they don't really play on it anymore because they've aged out of it. And the wood barrier that like raised bed that we had built, it's pretty much like deteriorated. So I got to call a junk removal company, actually. So I'm glad that I saw this, and I'm gonna do that in just a minute. But no matter what any of these businesses are, there's one skill that you must master, and if you don't, you will not be successful in these businesses no matter what. So in this video, I break down what that skill is. Actually, Alex Hormozy breaks down what that skill is, and I share my reaction with you. It's a skill you need if you want to be successful as an entrepreneur. I'll see you there. Don't forget to subscribe before you go.